What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
You want healthy children. Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
Come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Well, whoa, what happened there? Check, you can hear me. All right, so I was going to run this first.
Breaking news into the Fanfare news feed.
All right, now we're back to where we're supposed to be, hitting the wrong buttons. Everything should be okay. You know how I tell you sometimes, I get together, I start planning these shows, get all my edits, get my cuts, get the different sites that I'm going to go to, and then something happens that makes you just delete all that and start all over again. I can tell you, in what I do, and one of the reasons why I love what I do, is that this stuff just keeps changing. Crazy stuff keeps happening. Some of it good and some of it bad. Ever since July 13th, I realized we are on a roller coaster. We've strapped into a ride here that is just otherworldly. It's absolutely nuts. I don't think any of you can disavow that. What we've seen over the last 5-6 months has been crazy. What do you mean? Over the last year has been absolutely nuts. But what I didn't have on my bingo card was killer drones from other countries. I don't think any of you would have checked your bingo cards and said, you know what? I'm thinking sometime in December we're going to see killer drones from Iran coming through New Jersey. Nope, wouldn't have had that. Would not have had that. But before I get to that, we have some other breaking news, which is very good breaking news. And that breaking news is that tomorrow, Donald Trump will be named Time Person of the Year. I'm just going to call it the way it's supposed to be called. He's Time Magazine's Man of the Year. He will be named Person of the Year tomorrow as he brings in and rings the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. Awesome. So awesome. His young son posted this. Trump wins Time Person of the Year, and Christopher Wray announces he's out of the FBI on the same day. Are you sick of all the winning yet? I just love this meme. Oh, look. What again? Oh, that reminds me. Maybe I should just go ahead and play it now because he's winning. He's absolutely winning.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
And indeed, we have to win more. So I didn't know he was going to put out a statement about what I'm going to tell you about next. And Trump put out a statement, but unfortunately, the video and the information's like 3 or 4 cuts deep because I didn't know that while I was doing this was going to happen. So let's just go ahead and discuss some other great breaking news. But obviously, Don Jr. just gave you the story and what it is. Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, has unceremoniously resigned. He's not going to have to fire him. He's getting the hell out of Dodge. So Trump wrote, the resignation of Christopher Wray is a great day for America as it will end the weaponization of what has become known as United States Department of Injustice. I just don't know what happened to him. We will now restore the rule of law for all Americans. Under leadership of Christopher Wray, the FBI illegally raided my home without cause, worked diligently on illegally impeaching and indicting me, and has done everything else to interfere with the success and future of America. They have used their vast powers to threaten and destroy many innocent Americans, 100%, some of which will never be able to recover from what has been done to them. Kash Patel is the most qualified nominee to lead the FBI in the agency's history and is committed to helping ensure that law, order, and justice will be brought back to our country again and soon. As everyone knows, I have great respect for the rank and file of the FBI. I don't, but we'll give them a little bit of time to see how they act. And they have great respect for me. They want to see the changes every bit as much as I do, but more importantly, the American people are demanding a strong but fair system of justice. We want our FBI back, and that will now happen. I look forward to Kash Patel's confirmation so that the process of making the FBI great again can begin. Thank you. That's huge. Absolutely monstrously huge. You see, there were so many of the swamp rats that were saying, oh, you know, he needs to finish out his 10-year term. There is no 10-year term for the FBI director. Let me be the first person, if no one has told you, there is no 10-year term. An FBI director is appointed to be the FBI director for up to 10 years. It is not a 10-year term. It is up to 10 years. Big, big difference. Big difference in understanding how that is worded in the job description, basically. So Kash Patel is coming up, and I guarantee you, from this point on, at 3:40 p.m. on Wednesday, December 11th, heads are exploding all over Washington. And at the same time, that you will see people begin to coalesce to try and stop this. You can also note right now at 3:40, whatever it is, on December 11th, that I firmly believe, and I could be proven completely wrong, but I firmly believe right now, until proven otherwise, there will be no confirmation hearings. There is no way Trump is going to wait 3 or 4 months for these people to get in office. These will be recess appointments. It's like an unspoken secret at this point. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody's mentioning it. Nobody in the news, nobody in his inner circle. It is not even being talked about anymore. So you have to ask yourself, how did it get talked about so much before the Senate Majority Leader was chosen? And it's John Thune. It was all the talk. Rick Scott. I got to have Rick Scott. Why do you got to have Rick Scott? I got to have Rick Scott because I got to get my recess appointments. Elon Musk. We got it. Everything is key to the recess appointments. Do you remember that? If you don't remember that, maybe I should bring that up. Because the first bro said that. And it wasn't lost on me how important that was when he said that. Let me see if I can find it. That was easy. If anyone ever asks you, it's right there. By the way, Twitter/X is as good, if not better, a search engine than Google. I just put in Elon Musk recess appointments, and boom, here it is. Now understand, the first bro posted this right after the election. This is November 10th. So if the first bro posted this, he and obviously Trump have been talking about it. This is what Trump posted on November 10th, and nobody's talked about it since then, except for me. Any Republican senator seeking the coveted leadership position in the United States Senate must agree, not may, must agree to recess appointments, without which we will not be able to get people confirmed in a timely manner. Sometimes the votes, and he knows this from his first administration, can take 2 years or more. This is what they did 4 years ago, and we cannot let it happen again. We need positions filled immediately. Additionally, no judges should be approved during this period of time because the Democrats are looking to ram through their judges as the Republicans fight over leadership. This is not acceptable. I just want to give you a refresher, not knowing how many of you people remember him posting this on November 10th at 2 o'clock, 2:21 p.m. Suck that in. Let it sink in. He posted this. All right? And he had 78 million people that saw this. And then right after he posted it, the first bro posted this. Without recess appointments, it will take 2 years or more to confirm the new administration. This would make it impossible to enact the change demanded by the American people, which is utterly unacceptable. So you can go ahead, if you choose to, and play the game that, we're going to have these Senate confirmation hearings, and we're going to go through all this, and that Pete Hegseth, his Senate confirmation is going to be brutal. It's going to be, oh my God, wait till all these salacious details come out about this fit, rich, good-looking soldier bopping women. Yeah, that's what we need to talk about. Not about what the Army's doing, because we got a lot to talk about the Army today. Because we could probably use somebody like Pete Hegseth as a Secretary of Defense today. But instead we got Darth Vader Austin out there, and that guy is a nut. So don't tell me, unless, again, I'm waiting to be proven wrong. I often wait to be proven wrong. But I just showed you something. And I want you to basically tell everybody else you know. Why has that gone to the wayside? Nobody talks about this anymore. The president and the first bro, Elon Musk, both said it's critical. We will not succeed without recess appointments. To where we are here exactly a month later, and nobody talks about it. It's not even spoken. Nobody knows. You tell me. I mean, seriously, you can tell me if you want. There's something going on that we're not privy to, and I'm thinking John Thune and Trump and Mike Johnson all just sat back and said, let's not even make this an issue anymore. Let's just do it. Reading that, let me just ask you, reading that, do you now think they're going to go through Senate confirmation hearings? Use your own intuition here, going, why would the prez and the first bro say that, there's no way for us to get around this? And now everyone's talking about confirmation hearings, and the media is talking about confirmation hearings, and how, everything that we hear is all about how these hearings are going to be brutal and all this stuff. I think it's a crock. I think it's an absolute crock. I think President Trump Elon Musk and his nominees have decided and huddled and said, just don't even talk about it. Let's just let them think that they're winning. Let them think that they've outsmarted me. Let them think that they can do whatever they want to try and throw obstacles in your way. I don't think the Democrats are that stupid, though. I think they're making moves as well, and why you see Adam Schiff getting sworn in early. They know, as many of us who have read a lot of the stuff from the guy with the 17th letter, which shall remain nameless, they know this is the calm before the storm. It's Christmas. It's New Year's. And there's aliens or Iranians flying over New Jersey. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, crazy stuff. Just let it go. Let's see what happens. We got a month. Right now, January 20th. We have a month and 9 days to get to. Just got to get it done. And I would I play poker. And right now, this man is holding aces and he's bluffing. He's like, not bluffing. He's playing his hands slow. That's what it's called. When you got pocket aces and you don't want the other person to know, you just like, yeah, I'll call. I'm not going to push in right now. I'm just going to call. He's playing it slow. He's definitely playing it slow. As verbose as he is, for all of a sudden for this to be published on November 10th and then not a single word to be spoken after it, oh, he's playing his hand slow. Definitely a slow hand. So, in that regard, that's what happened. So now, let's move forward and talk about whatever the hell is happening in New Jersey. This story is kind of getting really weird. And if you guys live in New Jersey and places near there, something's wrong. Something didn't make sense. I talked about it last night. I joked a lot about it. I joked about, the aliens wanting to have Joe Biden to take us to your leader and then running after they get to talk to Joe Biden. But now, today, 24 hours later, it's starting to this thing is starting to really look weird. And if you're in New Jersey, it's a little bit unsettling. So let's get to the story.
Car-sized drones operating for hours in restricted airspace and able to elude local law enforcement when they send their own drones up to give chase. In New Jersey, the Army reporting the Picatinny Arsenal has had 11 unauthorized drone incursions in the last month.
Look what's back again. Same spot as last night.
21 local mayors now demanding answers from the state.
The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark. This is something we're taking deadly seriously.
The entire month before that, it was nightly drone incursions over Langley Air Force Base.
Let's just start with current events.
Today, a congressional hearing on Capitol Hill on the national security threat drones pose.
What is going on in New Jersey?
We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that.
So I talked to you about this last night. This guy is some sort of agent. And he's playing it real coy. We don't really know what's going on. How the hell do you not know what's going on? You are the FBI, FAA, whatever. Put whatever agency you are. How do you not know what's going on? I talked about this last night. Today it looks even more suspect. Today it looks like something is going on. You just don't want to talk about it.
One or more people that are responsible for those drone flights.
But for those who see them on a nightly basis...
Not a plane. That is a drone in the airspace.
The drones are a very real reminder.
Almost hear a little bit of a hum.
That our airspace...
It's a very little thermal signature.
...is not as secure as we might hope.
Talking to some local law enforcement agencies, neighboring communities, they do have video. They have tracked these things going out to the water. So that's quite interesting.
So last night I was on the beach in Island State Park in Ocean County with the sheriff. He has been working it every single night. He's got his own tethered drones chronicling. One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there.
Okay, so let's stop there for a second. I found these pieces because these pieces are not Fox They're not CNN. They're not, any of the big networks. These are local news. I mean, this is a pretty much a on-the-ground type of story. These are people who are living there. And the local news is saying, hey, this stuff is all over the place. And this guy's a local councilman or whatever. And he's like, we saw 50 of them. And then we're told, hey, it's nothing to worry about here. No, it's not. I've had people email me. I couldn't put it up because the only reason I couldn't put up what they've emailed me because I can't verify. And that's the only reason. So if you emailed me and you sent me something, I can't verify it. So I'm trying to be as factual as possible. That's why I put these guys up. The local police, the local stadies, the local news are like, what the government is telling us doesn't match what we actually see. We're seeing stuff come in over the ocean, 50 of them.
So we thought maybe they'll replicate it. They didn't, but we thought it was a possibility. Last night we had a number of other people there, including a commanding officer from the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
Nothing to worry about. Just these drones, lowering themselves down to a boat, a boat being used by the local stadies, and we're going to follow this boat and see what happens. You don't hear that in the national news.
Oh, right behind them. Yeah.
Well, it's been the talk in New Jersey lately. Mysterious drones flying above multiple counties, and no one really seems to know exactly what's going on.
So this has caught the attention of many. Fox 5's Richard G. Covas takes a look at the latest sightings in the sky.
These are all drones in the sky.
It may look like videos from the TV series The Unexplained, what appears to be mystery drones flying over some New Jersey communities.
I can see 3 drones.
From down at the shore all the way to the Army facility in Morris County.
They just hover. A little bit over there, a little bit.
So are all these people crazy? Because I'm seeing so many people in the local news going, hey man, these things are everywhere. It really makes you think, what kind of psyop is being run here? Because if it is government, dude, you're terrifying these people. You're afraid to tell them the truth because they might be terrified. You're doing the exact same thing. They go to sleep at night and, what in the hell is that? Over every day, basically, since Thanksgiving. It just keeps happening.
Over there a little bit, but they just hover back and forth.
Wharton, New Jersey resident and Terror Talk podcast host Michael B. has spent the past 2 weeks attempting to see what these peculiar-looking light-up moving dots are in the sky with a drone of his own. But so far, he hasn't had any luck.
The other night, there was, right here over Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down, dead battery.
So there's technology in these other drones that can kill the power of offending drones. Offending drones meaning other aircraft that come close to it, it can kill the power. Really? Are we working on something like that? I have no idea, but it doesn't seem like anybody does.
Michael lives less than a quarter mile from the Picatinny Arsenal Army base, and it has been there over the past few weeks where the military says they have spotted at least 11 unauthorized drones. Governor Phil Murphy says he now needs federal help in finding out where these are coming from.
It's really frustrating that we don't have more answers as to where they're coming from and why they're doing what they're doing.
Down near Monmouth County, the Monmouth County Sheriff also urging federal and state officials to take prompt action addressing these sightings. Jeff Frost from Matawan says he finds himself looking out of his window every night with a bit of fear.
It's so weird. It's such an eerie feeling. I can't really describe it. Like as each passing day goes by and there's less, more conversation about it, but less explicit like what this is, it becomes a little creepier.
Could be aliens. Officials aren't going that far, but are asking the public to be aware and keep reporting what they...
Look at that sky. Look at all the things up in the sky there. Those ain't stars. It's almost like a squadron, a whole bunch of drones out there flying around. And nobody wants to tell anybody what the hell's going on.
See, until someone figures out what's flying in the skies over New Jersey. In Wharton, New Jersey, Richard Giacobas, Fox 5 News.
Today on Capitol Hill, the House Homeland Security Committee, they held a hearing on the threat America is facing from unmanned aerial systems, better known as drones. One example is a story you may have heard about out of New Jersey, where mysterious drones keep appearing in the skies at night, close to military bases and other sensitive sites. Here's what's happened when an FBI official was asked about these drones at a hearing earlier today. Take a listen.
We do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights. But we're actively investigating. What the Bureau has done to aid our state and local partners is what we generally do, enlist the help of the interagency, enlist the help of the public. There's a tip line.
I played this guy last night, and I'm playing it again because now after I've dug in more, you can tell he's lying. He knows more than he's saying. You just don't have the clearance for me to tell you what I actually know. So I'm eep, op, orc, over here trying to pretend, he can't even talk fluently. You know the guy's intelligent. You know he knows how to give a speech. He can't answer a question he knew was going to be coming. Hey, what in the hell is flying around? No, man, just tell us. Or how about this? Make it easy. We understand, we're investigating, we have a good handle on this. At this point, we just can't disclose what we know. All right, then I know. Then I know you're on the case and you may have some information. But instead, you're throwing up all over yourself.
There, that 1-800-CALL-FBI, tips.fbi, for information from the public that could help.
You hear how many ums this guy makes in between words? When you hear somebody talking who you know is probably intelligent and they can't finish a sentence. Dude, you should have came in with a written statement and just read it. You sound like a freaking idiot. I know you're lying to me. If somebody sat in front of you and you're like, hey man, is the sky blue? You still beat your wife?
Help us resolve this. It is concerning.
This is chilling. We'll give you more details, but now with the latest is our own Nate Foy. Nate, what do you have?
Hey, Sean, so the FBI said today during that hearing they've received more than 3,000 tips so far, and they are continuing to analyze all the images that are pouring in. But after more than 3 weeks of pretty much nightly drone appearances in New Jersey, there are still no answers. Now, today...
Now, this is where I'm saying, that's why the bottom there said we need Trump. You're telling me 3,000 plus people have picked up the phone and said something's going on up here over a 3 or 4 week period. Every day except Thanksgiving, I believe is what they said. And you're telling us, the world at this point, that nobody in the FBI, nobody in the military can tell people what the hell is going on up in New Jersey. Or rather, won't tell the people what's going on in New Jersey. This government, and what the theme of today's show is, the complete ineptitude of the Biden administration. No wonder they're terrified of Trump. Because at this point, strap on a construction boot with a steel toe and just start ramming your foot up these people's butt. They are completely inept. They are completely corrupt. Something is wrong. Who knows what they're up to, but it ain't good. And I'm not just making it up. I'm not, using words like ain't, because I'm trying to understand how these people are being subject to this. You are taking the people you're sworn to protect. First line of anyone in law enforcement is to protect the people. Quote, protect and serve. In California, it's on their cars. Protect and serve. Right now, you're not protecting anybody because you keep saying, I don't know. Having worked in big corporations like I've told you, I would never go to a CEO, anyone in the C-suite, and they say, hey, Barry, what's this look like? Well, I don't know. Well, I pay you to know. These people are the people you and I pay to know, to have the answers. If you don't have the answers or not capable of giving the answers, you don't need and shouldn't be in this position. Thank God Trump is coming with Kash Patel, because what these people are also doing, they are proving specifically what Kash Patel has said. Most of them, out, get out. You're not capable. When I read you Trump's statement, and in his statement he said most of the rank and file members of the FBI are good, and I said, no, I don't think so, because I really don't. Because we just saw one of the rank and file guys spit up all over himself. Couldn't answer a question. No, you're not a truly good, for lack of a better word, soldier, law enforcement officer. You can't speak to people. There was nothing calming that came out of his voice. The people in that council meeting, the people in the audience, they're like, listen, tell us what this is. I don't know. Well, can you bring somebody in here who does know? And why'd you even show up?
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters to ask the FBI and DHS about who's behind these drones, but you just saw during that hearing on Capitol Hill, the FBI said they cannot connect the drones to any group or individual. Our colleague Chad Pergram also had a very interesting...
The press secretary says, go talk to the FBI. Okay, we go talk to the FBI. They got nothing. So what you're telling the American people, and you want the American people to believe this. Meanwhile, you're trying to rake Pete Hegseth across the coals because he bopped a couple women, and he drank a few beers. And you're telling the American people, these things are flying all the way around your state. They're all over the place. And we don't even know, and we can't track anything about it. Are you kidding me? You mean if these drones decided to, fly over 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and land, you wouldn't be able to tell anybody where these things came from. Wouldn't be able to tell anybody, oh, we didn't see it till it landed and fired off a missile. You have no idea where they're coming from. Really? I watched this guy, Monkey Works. Guy's fantastic. He's got basically all kinds of software that can track everything up in the air. This is a YouTuber, former military, but even when you watch his shows, he's like, well, this came here, Hey, look, you can see it fly across from here. He can tell you. I'm going to see if I can't get him on the show, but he can show you where this stuff came from. And when he pulled up what was going on in New Jersey, you could see all the lines and here's where it came and here's where it went, here's what it did. And it looked like spaghetti. It looked like a spaghetti pattern over New Jersey. I was sitting there watching this video going, this dude can tell you what's going on. And the entirety of our military with Lloyd Austin and the FBI can't figure out where any of this is coming from.
Interaction with House Speaker Mike Johnson. Listen to this.
We are concerned about drones and all these new technologies and what it might mean for national security and the safety of the American citizens.
Any thought these might be dark programs?
I hope not. I don't believe so, but there's a lot of investigation going on, so we'll find out.
Sean, Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey tells Fox News that it could be a foreign adversary like China conducting surveillance. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says the state is taking the drones, quote, deadly seriously.
These are apparently very, as I understand it, very sophisticated. The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark.
So, yeah, they're sophisticated and they're also big, Sean. Witnesses describe them as the size of small SUVs or a dining room table. So tonight, still tons of questions, virtually no answers. Speaking of Governor Murphy, he's going to host 2 separate briefings tomorrow morning starting at 10 o'clock with New Jersey mayors and other state leaders. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Nate Foy, thank you. How we don't have a greater sense of urgency here is unreal. This could be a dry run. This could be a potential attack. They don't know a thing about it.
This is dangerous for the whole country. I mean, just think about this. If we have objects in the sky that are the size...
All right, so that was all previous. Today, breaking news, one of the congressmen from New Jersey goes on Fox News. And he dropped something that is like bombshell. And of course, they have to work very hard to dig into this. But listen to what this guy says.
Size of an SUV over any city, over any state, it's an invasion of our airspace. In focus now, Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee on the Hill right now. How do you address this at this point?
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. You know, I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal.
All right. So he's about to tell you what his highly qualified sources have told him. So just understand, you got a congressman here who has, quote, highly qualified sources who's going to tell you what they told him. And when he tells you what they've told him, if you haven't seen this yet, jaw's going to drop.
Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, you know, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been some really glorified hobbyist or hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward. The sources I have are good. They can't reveal who they are because they are speaking to me in confidentiality. These drones should be shot down.
I don't know this man. Don't know. If he was standing next to me in a movie theater, wouldn't know who he was. But this guy, who's a congressman in New Jersey, just used every ounce of his credibility and stuck his neck out and said people have told him these are drones being flown by Iran from the mothership off the coast of Jersey. I am not going to say this guy is lying. My comment is, if the people who told you said there's a mothership off the coast of New Jersey that's launching these things every night for the last 3 or 4 weeks or whatever since Thanksgiving, you're telling me nobody in our government, including the people who whispered it in your ear, have, taken a boat out there to see where the mothership is? Are you telling me that our military is so inept that there's a foreign mothership off the coast of New Jersey that decides every night they're just going to fly stuff into America? I hope, I pray this guy's off his rocker. I hope they played him like a fool. I hope in a week or so, he's going to have to come and apologize and go, yeah, I got some bad intel. Barry, why do you hope that? Because if what he is saying is true, that means our military, our defense, the Biden administration is allowing this to happen. No other way. So I'm praying. I'm praying for people in New Jersey. I'm praying for America. I'm praying that he's wrong. I have no idea. I don't live up there. If I did, I'd probably rent a boat and say, let's go out. Let's go out and circle, see how far out we get to go so we can see if the mothership is out there. It won't be hard. 50 drones are going to take off tonight when the sun goes down. There's got to be fishermen out there and fishing boats. Hey, you guys seeing anything at night? Oh, yeah, the mothership's over there. Oh, okay, I forgot. That's right. The mothership's been here for a couple weeks. Oh, yeah. Pray he's wrong. I am not calling the man a liar. I have no reason to say he's lying. I'm just saying pray he's wrong. Because the alternative is so much worse. I could live with the fact that this guy's a raving lunatic. I can live with the fact that his sources are playing him like a fool and telling him stupid stuff so he can embarrass himself on TV. I can accept all that. I can accept that our government would be allowing this to happen. You cannot accept that your government would allow this to happen. Because if the government is allowing this to happen, they are inviting an invasion. And as far as I understand the law, that comes under the big T, treason. Come on in, fly the mothership over, do what you need to do. I know you didn't get enough information with the balloons that floated over. You weren't able to get enough. So now you need to put up drones at night. This is crazy. I don't know what to say.
It was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine, or whether it is Iran, and I think it very possibly could be, they should be shot down. We are not getting the full deal, and the military is on alert with this.
Look, you've given us some pretty dire information just here, and I want to make sure that our viewers are digesting this. Iran has the capability to pull up along our eastern seaboard and launch drones the size of an SUV into the skies of several states, particularly New Jersey, where we know the incoming president has a large home.
She's spitting facts.
Also in the same county or nearby where some of these drones in New Jersey have been seen. That capability exists. It's possible some of those drones are here. So I have two questions. How are they fueling them? They have to land somewhere. Drones don't fly forever. Why don't they close down the airspace? Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it's the holidays. Shut it down. But if you start...
That's the question. If he's not a raving lunatic, then you have to go, well, why is this happening? Why we don't have people just taking it off the sky? Why is the mothership sitting out there in the water? You realize, those of you who may be geographically challenged, that New Jersey's not too far away from New York City. New York this time of year, even with all the problems they've had, is still a hub of activity during Christmas and New Year's. Oh my God. New Year's Eve in New York City. I just want you to just digest that for a second. There being, 500,000 people in Times Square on New Year's Eve in New York City. 500,000 people or more in Times Square. And the drones show up. How can they not be taking this with complete seriousness and thinking, this is a problem? So if Mr. Drew is a crackpot, that's okay. I hope he is. Because if he isn't, well, actually both are. If he's real, then we got another. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Even Harris is like, this can't be true. Our government cannot be allowing this.
Start shooting things and you don't know how they're fueled, that's going to be mass explosions. This isn't like one spy balloon. Congressman, this is serious.
We've got to bring them down, and we've got to find a way to bring them down. I don't...
No. You don't have to bring them down. Well, Barry, don't you have to get rid of them? Yeah, you don't let them go up, moron. If the mothership is off the coast of New Jersey and at night they decide to rev up the engines and start flying the drones, you don't have to worry about shooting the drones down. Go blow up the mothership. I'm just some guy on YouTube in Boca Raton, Florida. I've never had any military training. Well, why in the hell am I shooting something down? We're supposed to have the biggest, baddest military on the planet. And you're trying to tell me we can't find some mothership off the coast of New Jersey and turn it into splinters. Poof, gone. End of mothership. Done. Nothing's going up here anymore. How about sending the entire Coast Guard out there to surround the mothership? And then blowing it up or towing it someplace. That entire conversation to me was like, what are you talking about? Am I the only one? What do you mean, shoot them down? Don't let them go up. It's much cleaner. It's much easier. Go kill the bad guys before the bad guys kill you. That's pretty much what law enforcement should be doing. You don't wait. Oh, let me see. Are they good bad guys or bad guys? Oh, they're just flying around. They're not doing anything. Oh, they're not doing anything. Let them go. Oh, yeah, see? Pretty. Nice lights up there. Oh, now, they're going back to the mothership. Hell no. That's not what the military is supposed to do. Shoot it, blow up the mothership, and then ask questions later.
Exactly where they're landing. Obviously, I have some information, and again, this isn't just Jeff Van Drew. Oh, let's get on Harris Faulkner's show and say something outrageous. I'm telling you the straight deal from very high positioned individuals who are telling me this. And the bottom line is they're launching them. They are across the country. We don't even have anything like this. No. Our government and also certainly our hobbyists don't. So think about it. It's not only do I have the information, but it's also common sense. We've got to get them down. We've got to determine how they function, what they do, make sure that we can get them, and you're right, in a safe way. When I say shoot them down, get them down any way that you can, but right now they're probably extracting information. This is a clear and present danger to the United States and to our president-elect, and it's a serious business.
Well, and if one of them happens to fall and they're fueled, that explosion could kill people. I have to let you go, Congressman, but I'm so grateful for your time today.
I'm not. Because he comes across as a blithering idiot. Oh, we got to shoot him down. I won't go back through. You guys know where I'm heading. All right, so now, Congressman, sworn in, he says all this stuff from the halls of Congress. So what would our government do at this point? Well, now you got to come out and to completely discredit this crackpot. But as you're discrediting him, don't give the American people any real information. Here's your Pentagon responding to what they just heard.
Sabrina, can you tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey? It's near sensitive installations. The FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time,
Sure my ass. Do any of you believe that the Pentagon is going to tell you what actions they're taking on a televised broadcast? So the bad guys can say, hey, she's on TV right now. Come watch Channel Fox here. Click. What are they doing? They're going to tell the world what they're doing to counteract us. Tune in. And I think to myself, this is why our government, our media are complete crap. I was going to use a much harder word, but I promised I wouldn't swear anymore. This woman, and I think that was Jennifer Griffin from Fox, who's in the tank for the Pentagon. Hey, can you tell us what's really going on out there? Because I know you'll tell us, so I can just report it. She ain't gonna tell you.
Aware of those drone sightings that have been reported. At this time, we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity.
So, Miss long-haired lady from the Pentagon, what evidence do you have? See, they never ask the right follow-up question. Listen closely to what somebody says. Because when they talk, listen, shut up, pay attention. We don't have any evidence of where these things are going. Okay. So what evidence do you have would be the next question. Since you don't have any here, you got any evidence of what else might be happening? Because what you've just said to the American people is we've eliminated the fact that this could be from someplace else. Okay, well, let's continue.
Or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but, at no point were our installations threatened.
She didn't ask you that. Where's the mothership? Is there a mothership? You just go keep monitoring. You just go keep watching. We can all monitor it. Oh yeah, they're up again tonight. Man, who's the head monitor? Oh, Charlie over there. He's the head monitor. Charlie, you got this? Yep. I'm the head monitor tonight. Okay.
When this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that...
Stop. This is being investigated by local law enforcement. I'm sorry. That's my dog. I apologize. Midas, come over here. Sorry for screaming in your ear. Anyway, she says it's being handled by local law enforcement. Hold on one second. All right, so in order to keep him quiet, Midas is making a cameo appearance on the show today. Right, Midas? Ah, yeah. He doesn't like people ringing the doorbell. But, okay, so here's what she said. She said that they're monitoring the situation, number one. Number two, she said that, it's not from the military, so it's not us. But she's not giving us any information as to what she's going to do.
Are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew.
How do you know? You see, we want to know what you know, how you know it, and you're not telling us. How do you know if it's not coming from an adversary if you have no evidence of what it even is? So now Jennifer Griffin from Fox is going to ask her, the congressman just said there's a mothership out there.
Who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States. The U.S.
All right, so there you go. Go back to sleep. We're done here. The shows that we can end it early. There's nothing to worry about. There's no mothership. There's nobody launching drones. And we just have no idea what these things are up in the air. Film at 11. That's what she just said. That's the entirety of what the Pentagon has to say. They completely discounted what the congressman said. Basically, in no uncertain terms, said he is lying, that there are no motherships, everything is fine. No, there's nobody over there launching it. So you're telling me with all of the stuff that we have in our arsenal in terms of being able to spy on somebody halfway across the world, all the satellites that are up in the sky, everything where you can put in a coordinate and take a picture of something anywhere in the world. You can go on Google Earth and put some address in and then take a picture. With all of this technology, You have no idea how these things are going up in the air, who's putting them up there, how long they're up there. Maybe you should call Monkey Works. Because when you watch his videos, I can see, oh, that's pretty cool. You can see the pattern and everything. You can actually see it. But I'm going to take some comments here in a second. You're going to love this one. What would you do if you realized that it's not just here in New Jersey? That these drones are out there doing stuff in other countries against American interest. Oh, yeah, well, take a gander.
The Air Force says unidentified drones have been spotted over 4 joint U.S. and U.K. military bases in England. The mysterious drones have repeatedly appeared for over a week now. Stephanie Bennett is live in London. So, Stephanie, this is pretty disturbing. What do we know about these drones?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Julie. I mean, the details are still very limited at this time. We do know that the sightings started last week on November 20th, and they have really ranged in size, in style, and also the...
I feel like the movie Hunt for Red October. You guys have seen that movie when they lose the submarine, and at the end the guy goes, "You've lost another submarine?" So now you're telling us, hey, yeah, they're flying all over Jersey. Oh, by the way, they're flying all over London at our Air Force bases there. But we have no idea what's going on. And I'm just thinking to myself, January 20th cannot get here fast enough. You have the audacity, the unbelievable audacity to tell us that you got the same problem happening halfway across the world, and you still don't know what's going on?
That we've been seeing over that last week or so. Now, a senior British official confirmed to Fox that the UK has deployed about 60 troops, including counter-drone specialists, to help determine who is behind this and to help defend the air bases amid fears it's a potential coordinated operation. They're describing the incidents as unusual and say this is a serious set of circumstances. Take a look at this map. The bases are spread across England and are all used by U.S. Air Force. Now, the drones have been seen over our...
I was going to just say this instead of like showing it, but this is one of those things, again, if I didn't show you, there's no way you would probably believe me. Like, Barry, they're not doing it in London too, are they? No, that's impossible, Barry. You're making this up. Wait, they're not flying around our Air Force bases over there. Yeah, they are.
AF Fairford, Lakenheath, Mildenhall and Feltwell. For now, civilian police supported by the UK Ministry of Defence have launched an investigation. And so far, we're told there has been no impact to residents or infrastructure, and they have not been identified as hostile. Well, a Ministry of Defence spokesperson said we take threats seriously and maintain robust measures at defence sites. But as of right now, it has not had any significant mission impact. At a Pentagon briefing, Fox's chief national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin asked whether the drones appear to be those of hobbyists or something more sinister and concerning.
Again, it would be, premature to draw any conclusions. We've got to see what these are. I mean, it's entirely possible that it could be hobbyists.
Oh, that's even worse, bro. So what you're telling us is that some dude and his friends created these drones. They're hobbyists. And they defeated the capabilities of the United States military. Let that sink in. This dude just got up at a podium and said it could be hobbyists. Could be some guys in their underwear just hanging out. Some guy holding a chihuahua on his lap. Decided he's just going to fly some drones, and we can't stop him. Seriously? Is that what you're telling the American people? You're telling us that it could be hobbyists.
Or something else. We just got to look into it. So.
Yeah, and for now, the U.S. Air Force says the investigation, of course, is still ongoing. And right now, all eyes are on the skies.
FBI Director Chris.
Lord help us. If you are a praying person, pray. Because what you just watched in the last 30, 40 minutes is complete, utter ineptitude. the mere fact that these things have been going up in the air for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they're still doing it, and our military, our vast military, someone that it's so much of a vast military that this guy Pete Hegseth is just not qualified to be the Secretary of Defense. Because we do such intricate work. We defend the American people so well that this guy Pete Hegseth, he's a Fox broadcast host. We do serious business here at the Pentagon. So for the next week or so, maybe through Christmas, we're going to monitor things to make sure everything's okay, because some hobbyist might be flying around Buick-sized drones over New Jersey and London. You can't make this up. We've been invaded, and we've probably been invaded from within. I mean, when you sit and think about it, the fact that our military would give you that kind of response means they don't care what you think. There's no way you would give people who pay your salary that kind of response. The last guy goes, "We're looking into it." No, we're a long way away from looking into it. The people in New Jersey deserve more, much more than you say, "Yeah, we're looking into it." That's not why we pay your salary. We looked the other way because you lost $2 trillion. But now we're talking about safety. And so what you're telling us is if that China, Iran, or any other person with malfeasance decided they were going to launch a drone, and think about this. What if they just dropped vials of stuff? Number one, it's night. You'd never see if they dropped the vial. The vial, it's not going to cause an explosion. It could just dissipate in the air. And you're telling me you don't know. You're going to have to get down now. Go ahead, get in your basket. As the American public understand, they've told us, certain pathogens can do so much damage. And so much, a pathogen like with a cup of something can just wipe out people. And you had 50 drones that councilman said, 50 of them. In the cloak of darkness. Shut up. In the cloak of darkness that this guy could just have dropped something. I'm sorry. This is live. And I'm going to kill my dog on screen. So let me listen. I'm going to take some comments right now because I'm going to kill him. Yeah, they could be dropping that 2.0 on the American public right now. Now you can understand why Israel ignored the Obama administration. Yeah, I do. They won't be pulling this crap when Trump is in command. If we get there. It was funny. I started seeing this, and I've got a whole bunch more I want to talk about, but I just wanted to see what some of you guys are saying about this. Does it bother you? Are you afraid? Does it concern you? Because this kind of stuff is just crazy. It's a DEI. He's got you trained, Barry. Oh, him? Yeah, he knows. It's okay. I love dogs. Yeah, he's so spoiled. He's completely spoiled. Now you're talking what makes more sense, Barry. Yeah, I saw something the other day. Actually, Robin had sent it to me. So I want to show you something. The image. Okay, Robin just came and got the little pup, so I'm free. Thanks, babe. I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know. It's scary. It's absolutely frightening. I don't get afraid of things much, but when people can't give me a straight answer and I'm seeing all this information go back and forth, ineptitude leads to bad things happening. And you're telling the American people, I got no clue what's going on. So if you have no evidence, you have no clue, then you really don't know. And we're paying you all this money your one job is to keep America safe. And I know for a fact, because I've seen you lock up people who are MAGA because of something they said or done, and you listen to every single thing they say and do. But you can't tell me who put up multiple Buick-sized drones over New Jersey. I will not believe that. I will accept at this point that the media, well, they don't know, but the Pentagon is lying to us. The doctors are in on it. And because that, what do we do to protect ourselves? Because at this point, if these things, they're not flying around here, but I can't imagine. I have such empathy for the people in New Jersey right now. So they don't need drones for what they have planes spraying every day. Well, then what are they doing? Keep your immune systems bolstered and revive your prayer lives. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Fine, it's not being bad. Yeah, New Jersey and London. It's crazy. And I feel bad because all the research I've been doing, I don't have an answer for you. This is the scary part. This is going to continue to be a story. We will see more and more of it as we go forward. And I just pray that something bad doesn't happen up there. Those of you can take this for however way that you want. But I got a couple things to show you. This is from Dawn Fantasia. Dawn Fantasia, as you can see, is an assemblywoman in the District 24 in New Jersey. And she says, I just left the New Jersey State Police headquarters following the briefing of New Jersey state legislators relating to the unexplained drone sightings in New Jersey. Might I add, Governor Murphy was not present. My notes are organized following my take below on the situation. So this is from an actual person in the briefing. Number one, we know nothing, period. We know nothing. To state there is no known or credible threat is incredibly misleading, and I informed all officials of that sentiment, which is what I've been saying. You can't say that there's no threat if you can't say where they come from. State authorities, including the New Jersey State Police, are shackled with what they are able to do. Any interception or takedown of the drones is under the strict jurisdiction of the federal government. Wow, you don't say. At this point, I believe military intervention is the only path forward. There will be no answers in the absence of proactivity. The United States Coast Guard seems to be the most likely to intervene based upon our briefing. Why would the Coast Guard be the agency that needs to take some action? Oh, that's right. There's a frickin' mothership sitting in the water that the Pentagon won't acknowledge, which should be easy to verify. Let me just go back. Jennifer Griffin, shut up. Stop asking the Pentagon if there's a mothership. Fly up to New Jersey, or if you're in Washington, quick drive to New Jersey, rent a frickin' boat, give them the Fox credit card, and ride around out there. It is so simple. Hey, what are we looking for? We're looking for a mothership. Okay, we're going to hang out here and we're going to look at night and see if anything takes off. But no, I'm just going to sit here in the Pentagon, news room. Hey, anything going on? Nope, everything's fine. Okay, that's all. Let's go home. Let's go have a drink. Get your butt, be a reporter, because here's what's going to happen as you saw some of the people, the citizen journalism thing that they're freaking out about. This is why citizen journalism is taking over. You want to sit in a nice comfy chair in a Pentagon newsroom and they let them lie to you and then you spew it on air and then you go have dinner on K Street. Whereas right now, there are probably citizen journalists, real journalists, who are out there right now doing exactly what I'm saying. Hey man, let's rent a boat. Let's get in a boat and ride around out there. And if you get interdicted by the Coast Guard or the Navy, then you know something's up. If you start riding around and all of a sudden the sirens out there on the water say, hey, you can't come out here. Why? Why can I? This area is closed. You got a story. Just telling you guys. All right, so let's continue. Here's my, the U.S. Coast Guard seemed to be most likely to intervene based upon our briefing, but even that component was shrouded in mystery. Yeah, interesting. Here's my summary of the briefing. Oversight of the issue. First sightings reported on November 18th, with sightings occurring every night since then, from dusk until 11 p.m. Frequency. Reports range from 40 to 180 sightings per night. Description. Large drones up to 6 feet in diameter operate in a coordinated manner. Lights are turned off, making them difficult to detect. Appear to avoid detection by traditional methods, meaning helicopters and stuff can't get to them, which means somebody's watching. Not identified as hobbyist drones related to DHS. So, no hobbyists. Sorry, Pentagon, you're wrong. Investigation and response. Agencies involved. FBI designated as lead. New Jersey State Police coordinates with the FBI. Office of Homeland Security provides training and situational awareness. U.S. Coast Guard in determining steps under their jurisdiction. Why do you need the Coast Guard? Federal involvement. FAA made night flights legal in 2023, but require operators to maintain line of sight, which is not being observed in these cases. Lack of federal legislation. Existing bills on drone regulation remain stalled in Congress. Detection challenges. And she just starts going all this. I won't read it all because, look, you can see how long it is. How much stuff the notes that she has taken from this meeting. And it just goes on and on. Colonel Pat Callahan suspended helicopter fights, blah, 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 and on and on and on. Next steps. It's to the point where they got next. What are we going to do next? Okay, so we're going to use infrared cameras and additional Coast Guard resources. We're going to advocate for advancing federal drone legislation and encourage reporting via the See Something, Say Something initiative. So what she said, in case you guys want to read all this, you can go see her at Dawn Fantasia, New Jersey. You can look it up and read this entire book that she wrote here. But when she got down to resolution, if you notice what the last thing was, somebody go out there and find out what the hell's going on. These people ain't doing it. So you're getting shut down by everybody, including the Coast Guard. So, I'm going to show you two posts by somebody that many of you put credence in, and many of you don't. So I'm going to leave it up to you to decide whether or not you want to put credence here. Laura Loomer. This is why our government is covering this drone story up. They want to tell us Pete Hegseth is unqualified to be the defense secretary, but Biden's own defense secretary has allowed for China and Iran to fly drones over and around President Trump's golf club after Iran said they wanted to assassinate President Trump. There is no reason why Pete Hegseth should not be confirmed. Now, I don't want to make this about Pete Hegseth. I was joking earlier. I would hope, at minimum, the Biden administration would be so motivated at this point to protect the people of New Jersey, to protect the people of America, but they don't seem to be. And then she posted this: is Joe Biden trying to allow Iran to assassinate President Trump with an assassin drone? There were suspicious drones flying around the day of the first attempt in Butler. Now drones are flying over and around Bedminster in New Jersey. I don't know. None of us do. But somebody's going to have to dig into this because they're not telling us. Something that doesn't... we'll see this. We'll have to probably talk about it tomorrow or something else. But there's just something really, really not right about any of this right now. Monkey will not talk about it because he can't talk about ops. Does he tell you anything? It's that... Very interesting. It's us. They took Thanksgiving off also. Maybe it is us. Maybe it is us. Let's see here. But it's serving. It's definitely I don't even know if it's that much of a distraction because people aren't paying attention. This is where, it's not in my backyard. Hey, I'm not in Jersey. Whatever. I've seen a lot of that. Hey, it's up in Jersey. That's what it is. Yeah. So, this doesn't jive whatsoever. Don't know what's going on. Biden is letting this happen, and as that woman said, that would lend you to believe that possibly it is us. We are doing something because, you know, the alternative is that your government has failed you again. And I will not believe that they allowed this to happen. It's got to be them testing some secret stuff. Gotta be. Hopefully. Yeah, this is true. Biden isn't running anything. It sounds familiar. It stinks to high heaven. The whole thing stinks, and it's not fair to the American people. Barry, where else are they flying? So far, I've only been able to find that they're in London as well. So, Myra, they seem to be flying over our London Air Force Base as well. So, don't know. All right, that being said, let me go ahead and it's crazy. I'm just looking at some of the comments you guys are making. Let me see if Trump posted anything else. He hasn't said much about it at all. Let's see here. Trump did post something. Let me do this before I talk to you about Lear Capital. Trump posted this 47 minutes ago. I would like to thank Howard Lutnick and Linda McMahon for all of the great work they did on the transition. We appointed the best and most diverse cabinet ever and in record time. They will now focus on their very important departments, commerce, and education. We are now ahead of schedule to fill many deputy and assistant positions in our cabinet. We will soon have the most America First administration in history. The best is yet to come. Interesting he says that. Basically, he says we are now ahead of schedule. Well, as of right now, nobody's been confirmed. I told you. I'm telling you, they're going recess. They are going recess. If you have an opportunity this Christmas, you could do something really good for your family and buy some silver or buy some gold. And this is silver. That is a 1 ounce silver bar from Lear Capital. There it is, 1 ounce. This is about, depending on where silver is right now, at about $36 or so. Let's see, silver price. It's at 32, so it went down. So might be a good time to jump in. Might be a very good time for you to jump in. If you see what's going on in the world right now and what may happen here in America, you may want to prepare and pay attention. You know that Lear Capital is a big supporter of this show. If you want to be protected in the event that things go off the wall, I advise you to look into buying gold and silver. We are all just one catastrophic event away from the value of the American dollar plunging. Do you know what's not plunging? Gold and silver. I'm telling you now, make sure that you have some form of your money invested in precious metals. Lear Capital will ship your gold or your silver coins directly to your house. It's not just a certificate. You can store them in your gun safe, or you can store them off-site in a 24-hour protected facility. It's totally up to you. But when things go crazy here, or across the world, the value of the American dollar is going to decline. It's inevitable, and it might not even take a war. We may do it to ourselves. And I mean, if the Federal Reserve plays around with interest rates, the US dollar will likely decline in value as well. Meanwhile, you'll see gold and silver continue to rise in value. If you call Lear Capital, they will take the time to educate you and answer all of your questions about gold and silver. Just give them a call at 800-601-5430 or go to Learberry, that's me, Learberry.com, to download your free de-dollarization report. You should know that Lear Capital is an American company. If you call them today, you'll be speaking with people right here in the United States. Now is the time to take action. Call 800-601-5430 or go to Learberry.com. And when you call, ask them how you can get up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. There's absolutely no obligation to buy anything. Just free information on protecting your hard-earned dollars with gold and silver. You know, when you think about it, you're actually not buying anything. you're simply going to be exchanging dollars for gold, moving currency. Give them a call today. Tell them Barry sent you.
Christopher Wray has announced that he is going to be ending his tenure as the FBI director earlier than the end of his 10-year term, which, again, is not surprising, as Donald Trump has said he wants Kash Patel to head up the FBI in the new administration. David Spunt, live at the Justice Department with the breaking news for us. David?
Well, John, Christopher Wray, the FBI director, is making this announcement right now in an all-staff town hall with thousands of FBI employees across the country. He says now is his time to go. As you mentioned, he has a 10-year term. All FBI directors do. He was 7 years into his 10-year term, and realistically, he had two options. Wait to be fired by President-elect Donald Trump because Trump announced Kash Patel would take over, or bow out before. He has chosen to bow out before. Wray is a former Republican lawyer, former DOJ prosecutor here in Washington, D.C., hired by Trump in 2017 after Trump fired James Comey after the entire Russia investigation probe. And Wray pretty much stayed out of the headlines as much as he could, at least. But in 2022, former President Trump became increasingly angry when the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago during the classified documents investigation. Of course, that was ordered by Attorney General Merrick Garland, who oversees the Justice Department, not Christopher Wray. But nonetheless, Christopher Wray saw the future and saw that it is his time to go. So he will be stepping down, as Kash Patel, the upcoming FBI director, if confirmed, is on Capitol Hill. So the director right now is making this announcement to an all-staff meeting. We're waiting to get some wording of some of his comments, but not a complete surprise. But this is how he is ending his career at the FBI. And I will notice, John and Sandra, that we don't have an exact end date yet, but we're told it will obviously be for the inauguration, probably sometime in January, but they are still working out those details. John.
All right. And then yet to be determined whether Kash Patel makes it through the confirmation process or not. But sources are telling me it looks pretty good at this point. David Spunt to kick us off. David, thank you. Now this.
All right. So January 19th. Oh, that's a Saturday, right? Let's look at the calendar here. I'm going to play a little bit of Christopher Wray roulette. I'm saying that his last day is January 17th. It's Friday, January 17th. Monday, January 20th, Trump gets sworn in. So it would make perfect sense for Wray to say, I'm done on the 17th. Gone. Be gone. Just go away. Now, that means when Trump gets inaugurated, there will not be an FBI director. Because if the FBI director leaves, then there is a vacant spot. And you think Trump is going to wait 3 months, 4 months, 5 months for them to approve and confirm Kash Patel? Ain't gonna happen. Gotta do the recess. Has to. I don't know how else he would do it, because there will be an attorney general. Pam Bondi won't be confirmed by then. So much he wants to do in that first 100 days is dependent upon these people being sworn in, confirmed and sworn in. Remember, I read this to you at the beginning of the show. And I just want you to remember this. Any Republican senator seeking the coveted leadership position in the United States must agree to recess appointments, without which we will not be able to get people confirmed in a timely manner. Sometimes these votes can take 2 years or more. So unless Trump is a moron, he knows that they're going to slow walk all the confirmation hearings. They're going to make it an arduous, ongoing, mud, quicksand, walking through type thing. He knows, I got to make this happen. And in order to make it happen, he's got to get his appointments in there as fast as possible. And that's my foundation, besides him saying it, that these people are going to be appointed by recess appointments, or confirmed by recess appointments. I'd love to know what your opinion is. I'd love to know, are you saying that both he and Elon Musk and everybody else is They're bluffing? I can tell you. DHS, FBI, CIA, state, local, nobody knows anything. Nope, nobody. Nobody knows anything about the drones. Let's see here. The American people demands recess appointments. I believe that. I believe that you got to get him in there. And, you know, there's some people who may not have read, because I believe Ray will retire at the end of a pay period. Yeah, probably. Probably. I agree, Barry. Trump has everything in the works and mapped out already. You know, you're going to have no breaks after January 20th, right? I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm gonna take off from the 23rd to the 30th, head up to North Carolina, spend time with Ashley and the grandkids, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to just hitting the ground running on the 20th and seeing all this stuff happen. Matt says, who else besides me think this is ridiculous subject if all Trump has to do is recess? I don't know. I don't know what. Could he be going through these meetings just to show, you know, just for show? I don't know. But again, and I will continue to make sure you guys understand, because I value you guys a lot, and I look at what the man actually said. And if he said this, and this is what he was forceful about, that couldn't have gone away. So he knows what he needs to do. Elon Musk knows what he needs to do. John Thune knows what he needs to do. This is what they said they were going to do, and all of a sudden, nobody's talking about it. So all this stuff about Pete Hegseth, and let's talk about Pete Hegseth, by the way. You want to see how crazy things are getting with Pete Hegseth? I mean, absolutely nuts about Pete Hegseth. At this point, he's having to fend off attacks on his own before they happen in the media. So, Barry, what in the hell are you talking about? All right. So they're trying to put together a hit piece on Pete Hegseth. And Pete, because we understand that ProPublica, left-wing hack group, is planning to publish a knowingly false report that I was not accepted to West Point in 1999. So just think, these people are so stupid. They're going to publish a report that says he didn't go to West Point in 1999. Actually, I think he went to Princeton. But they're saying he wasn't accepted. Well, here it is 30 years later, and old Pete, he knew exactly. Here's my letter of acceptance signed by West Point Superintendent Lieutenant General Daniel Christian of the U.S. Army. And there it is, the actual letter. Peter Brian Hegseth, dated 1999. On behalf of the President and the Secretary of the Army, I am pleased to announce that the United States Military Academy has accepted you for admission contingent upon continuation of your excellent record and your medical and dental qualifications at the time of enrollment. I'm familiar with this letter because my brother got one. He went to West Point. And there it is, United States Military Academy. The Admissions Committee of the United States Military Academy takes great pleasure in announcing an offer of admission to Peter Brian Hegseth to be in the class of 2023. They call that a facial. You're about to write an article knowing it's false. Knowing full well it's false. That you're making the entirety of the article up. And so now... ProPublica comes back and goes, hey, don't blame us. We're not making this up. This is what West Point told us. People are like, wait, what? Wait a second. What? Did they screw up West Point too? Did the DEI infection hit West Point? Well, seemingly it has. You see, the story now is that the PR department at West Point told this left-wing rag, oh yeah, he didn't come here, he wasn't accepted. And so now, because obviously that comes under auspices of the government, Tom Cotton goes, officials at the U.S. Military Academy should not be feeding lies to left-wing reporters about President Trump's nominees. West Point needs to thoroughly investigate this egregiously bad judgment and potential violation of the Privacy Act immediately. So Tom Cotton today writes a letter to Lieutenant General Stephen Galland and says, what the F? What is going on there? Let me read this real quick. I'm concerned about reports that a USMA official has provided false information to a left-wing reporter writing a derogatory hit piece about Pete Hegseth. I understand that a civilian public affairs officer, Teresa Brinkerhoff, he called her out, informed the reporter that Mr. Hegseth didn't even apply to West Point, and as he has said publicly in the past, this statement is incorrect. Not only did Mr. Hegseth apply, but he was also accepted to the West Point class of 2023. Worse, the statement may violate Mr. Hegseth's right under the Privacy Act of 1974 by revealing protected personal information. If true, it also demonstrates egregiously bad judgment to share information about the nominee to be the Secretary of Defense with a known liberal outlet like ProPublica. Could you please promptly look into this matter? Yada, yada, yada. He doesn't absolutely need to be Secretary of Defense. He is, oh my God, we need him as Secretary of Defense. If you're telling me that the public affairs PR person at West Point is so infected with DEI that they had to lie to a publication to try and help smear the Secretary of Defense nominee. How horrible are these people? I mean, seriously, how horrible are the people in this government? What the hell did the Biden administration do to all branches of our government? I knew it was bad. We saw the guys in dogface. We saw the other person, who wears a costume every day with medals and stuff on. They have completely screwed this country so bad. It's not even funny. Sean Davis, a reporter, says, make it easy and just fire everyone in charge at West Point. Send a clear signal that nonsense will not be tolerated anywhere. We are so over this. We're done. We're done playing. Daddy's home and he's pissed as hell and he needs to step in. Mike Cernovich said, West Point's public relations department actually ran a disinformation campaign against Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense. How can you trust anybody in this government at this point? If the people in charge of PR for West Point are willing to lie about a nominee for Secretary of Defense, we're in big trouble. John Paderitz, John is another reporter here, and he's like, so when is the entire West Point Public Affairs Department being fired? 11:30 or at 12:15? Because trust me, not a single person there will be working come January 21st. The rot in the Biden administration and what he's done in this little 4 years, everything he's done at this point, is going to need a complete revamp. We have to come in with a wrecking ball. There's no choice. There is absolutely no choice but to come in and blow the entirety of the Biden administration to smithereens. Just set off the nuke. Kash Patel, everybody, you got to close it down. So you think that's bad? You're not going to believe this. I mean, I saw this. You haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. It really tells you how inept the Biden administration is. So Congress pulled in the reigning director of the post office. So if you haven't been following what's been going on with the post office, you really should. The post office this year, just this year, has lost $9 billion. $9 billion. Over the last 10 years, They've lost $58 billion. So when you talk about Doge and cutting money, in order to lose $9 billion, you had to have spent $9 billion. In order to lose $58 billion, you have had to spend $58 billion. It's insane what these people are doing. And when you see what this guy does here, the actual director, what's his name here? Tom LaJoy. Tom LaJoy is Postmaster General. He's the guy who's in charge of the Postal Service across the country. One of the most inept governmental agencies ever. When I pay my bills, if I got to get somebody a check, I use a courier. I don't even use the Postal Service. If I got to send something to Ashley, I'm going to put it in FedEx. I haven't used anything in the Postal Service in quite some time. I don't have any confidence in the Postal Service. So after you watch this, yeah, you're probably going to feel the same way.
I'm glad you took time to be with me today, because I want to address this from a personal and a non-personal issue. When you talk about the future of the post office, I used to, as a little kid, literally say the post office is the one part of the government that I trust. On-time deliveries, they don't lose stuff. In the last 4 years, your reputation has destroyed that. On your watch. Destroyed that. Businesses, almost every single business I know that wants to send a check out won't use the U.S. Postal Service anymore.
He's true about that. I use couriers.
I won't use the U.S. Postal Service anymore. That's on your watch. The two major decisions I've seen you make, which is on the distribution centers.
Oops, sorry.
And on employee hiring, have done nothing to mitigate this in real-time ways. I don't understand why you give yourself an A grade, as you just stated, when it comes to the delivery. We have...
All right, so to back up a little bit, I didn't show us off camera. One of the other congressmen said, so what would you give your grade in terms of your performance, here at the post office? Oh, I'd give myself an A, which nobody should ever say. Let me give you a hint. Your boss comes in and says, can you grade yourself? Do not say A. Do not say 10. Here's why. And I learned this a long time ago. If you say you're an A, if you say you're a 10 out of 10, then you're telling your boss you're as good as you're going to be. There's no room for improvement if you're an A. There's no room for improvement if you're a 10 out of 10. And so the guy who's in charge of you is basically going to look at you. So you think you're an A? Yeah. Wow, that's very confident. You think you're a 10? Yeah. Yeah, great. Pack your shit. Excuse my language. Because I know I need better. I know I need an employee who can do better. Someone who can, look to be up here instead of here. And if you're telling me this is it, this is the best it gets, I'm an A. I'm the best. I'm the best of the best. And I know you're not. Then I can't keep you. So you just went into this hearing and told the Congress, I know we lost $9 billion last year, but I'm the best of the best. I'm an A, bro. Seriously? You lost $9 billion and you can't get better. You've lost all this money. You brought in the DEI. You got the fleets falling apart. And you're an A. I would hate to know who's a B.
I want to read this into the record, Mr. Chair. This is a letter from the entire Georgia delegation.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. And your response, which I appreciate the response from your staff. But when you talk about, I went down and I tried to talk to my local postmaster, couldn't get a hold of him, even when I stood there and said, just tell me when I'll leave my number. Have him call me back. Never called me back. That's your environment that you've fostered in Georgia and other places in the country. And it's not isolated to just Georgia either, by the way. I know businesses in California that will not use the U.S. Postal Service because of theft.
Forget the theft. It's Christmas time. You think about walking into a post office right now, and you got the two people who shuffle up to the counter, and the line's out the door, and you see three other people hanging out back there doing nothing, and you're standing there. Can one of you come work at the counter here? Can you do something? I'm on break. I'm on break. Oh, hell no. Slide up here and take care of these customers. That's one of the problems with government agencies. Because they don't have to make their consumer happy, they don't care. I get paid whether or not you like it or not. I'm a government employee. I'm on break for the next 15 minutes. I ain't helping nobody do nothing. But look at all these people in line. You can't come up and ring people up and do stuff. This woman just wants a roll of stamps. Go use the machine. But I might want to, get a custom stamp. It's inept. It is completely insane. But it doesn't match what you're about to hear. Those of you who have seen this, don't tell everybody else. Don't be a spoiler, because people won't believe this, that a grown-ass man who is the director, the postmaster general, you will not believe what you will see here.
Theft. It's never been, your reputation is done. Whether you admit it or not, in the military, if I have a skipper who things are going bad for, they're a good military officer, but you know what we do when things go wrong repeatedly? We relieve them. You know what you do when a CEO repeatedly fails and the business model falls apart and nobody wants to use that business anymore and it becomes non-profitable? You fire them. You know what we do in government when organizations fail over and over and over again and become unaccountable and are not going the right direction and have actually ruined the very business model that you seem to hold as a standard? Because you're not going to expand Postal Service when you have a reputation for not delivering on time, not keeping the mail accountable on your watch. You, sir, do not get an A grade. You cannot give yourself that grade.
I just did.
You can't. You can't grade your own paper, sir.
You hear what he just said? I just did. And his smug look. But I'm going to keep it on split screen here because you ain't going to believe what's coming next. Oh.
The medical school.
Well, then,
I get my MBA. You can't. I'm sorry. You were graded by the United States people, and they don't use your service anymore. You bankrupt.
That is not true.
You bankrupt this through your reputation only. Through your reputation, you are responsible for the fall of the Postal Service and the lack of accountability.
Congress is responsible for the fall of the Postal Service. I am trying to fix
on your
the
watch
Postal Service.
With all the AI.
Before my watch, the same stuff happened.
With all the AI, with all the computer systems, you're worse than if I took a horse and picked up the mail.
Tell it to yourself. This is the Postmaster General talking to a member of Congress, and he basically said, F off, tell it to yourself. But it still doesn't match what he's about to do.
Delivered it 2 miles down the road.
I'm going to leave that right on there. This is a so-called public servant. This is a man who lost you $9 billion this year. This is a man who's being filmed on C-SPAN for the world to see. This is a man who's talking to an elected member of Congress. And he put his hands over his ears. I don't even want to hear what you have to say. I don't give a crap. I get paid either way. I work for Joe. That's a grown man you're looking at right there. We're not talking about a high school kid. We're not talking about a grade school kid. This is a man in charge of a humongous part of our government. I don't even know how many employees work for the post office, but they lost $9 billion. And this is the reaction this guy gives during an inquiry. and we don't need Trump fast enough. Oh my God. What has happened? What has happened in this country? Where did it become okay for someone who works for you to go, I don't even want to hear it. I'm sick to my stomach when I saw this. And I'm like, people aren't going to believe it. But again, this is one of those things, if I didn't show you, you're like, Barry's lying. Barry's just making it up. You're telling me the Postmaster General, some 60-year-old guy went in and went, I don't want to hear it.
That's you. I hope you got that on camera. This is the response that the postmaster just gave Congress when he doesn't like what he hears. Literally covered his ears and gave himself the grade of A. And with that, sir, I rest.
Legend.
There's no words. What did Biden do? How could you have screwed this up this bad? I personally, if I hadn't seen that, would not have believed it. And I give the guy asking questions a lot of credit, because at that point, I probably would have had to cover up the mic and I would have given him a load of expletives. You effing MFA. You lost $9 billion. You gave yourself an A and then said, I don't want to hear it. Come on, man. What? Of course we need Trump. I just didn't know how badly we needed him. It's crazy. How could I get his job? You don't need any qualifications. No, none. It looks like a baby. He does look like a baby. Biden destroyed all these agencies. It's insane. It's insane. I know that yes, I do know that he was appointed by Trump. I do know that. Again, that was a mistake he made in the first term. He trusted the wrong people. Trump has said that. Yes, I do know that. But what he's allowed to happen, and this guy, right then and there, Biden should have called him up. Somebody, you're fired. You're fired. I understand, but you made me look so bad. You're fired. Go away. He looks like a man who sees it as not entirely his fault and tried to make the best of a losing position. It's amazing. So now, listen to this insanity, because it's everywhere.
An Afghan American and former U.S. Army non-commissioned officers traveled to Afghanistan after the collapse and reports that the Taliban has been benefiting from U.S. cash shipments sent to the Afghan Central Bank. This is American funds, and that sanctioned terrorists are diverting U.S. aid meant for the Afghan people. Why are we giving the Taliban millions in taxpayers' dollars while they hold Americans hostage and are killing the Afghan people? And in my opinion, sir, they will hate us for free.
I had to rewind this. Like, wait a second. Wait. Pause. Yeah. Did you just say that we, you and me, are giving money to the flipping Taliban? Make it stop. Make it make some sense. How are we giving money to the frickin' Taliban while people in Appalachia can't get $700? And we're out here just everybody can have some of our people's money. Taliban, I know you hate us. You want us all dead. We're all infidels. But hey, we're going to give you, wait till you hear how much.
Don't be needed giving them money.
We're not giving the Taliban anything. As I discussed with Congressman Mast, we are providing money, as many other countries are, to UN agencies, NGOs, to help the Afghan people.
And these agencies.
Wow, what a cop-out. See, but he also just there told you what they've been doing. That's their fallback. Hey, we don't give the money to the Taliban. We give it to other agencies who we know give it to the Taliban. So you are in de facto funding the Taliban. Unreal.
These are funding the Taliban. Reports
of the
are saying
monies,
between, sir,
under
reports
the-
are saying between 40 and 80 million U.S. tax dollars are given.
40 to 80 million. Why? What?
Been to the Taliban every dadgum week. I mean, is that acceptable?
According to the report that I read and that the Congressman referred to, the CIGAR's report, of the approximately $8 billion that the international community, including the United States, has dedicated to Afghanistan, about $10 million of that is 0.1%, has no doubt gotten to the Taliban in terms
I don't care if it's
fees,
that gum
utilities.
penny. I don't care if it's a penny. I mean, for you to sit up here and admit that our enemies, I mean, these.
It's only been like 10 million. No big deal. I don't think that made you look good, Tony. You just told the world we're funding the Taliban. That American tax dollars are being intentionally diverted to people who want us dead. You buying drones by chance? I mean, I'm just saying. Maybe we gave him some drones and said, hey, have Jersey. 10 million is what he's willing to own up to, which means it's probably a whole hell of a lot more.
People swear to hate Christians and Jews, and that takes care of about everybody in this dadgum room. And we're sending them, I don't care if it's 1%, and you can, but let me tell you, $10 million is a hell of a lot of money to people I represent.
Hi there, everyone. It's 4 o'clock.
That's a lot. That's so much money. 10 billion. 10 million. Whatever. I don't even know. I don't know what this government has done at this point. Like I said, we need Trump. We need him bad. This is a comedy of errors at this point. And I don't know where all this money is coming from. We know where it's going. We're going to give this guy 50 billion and this guy. How much how much is enough do you want from the American people? When you kept saying all this fair share, you could never define what fair share meant because I can't define fair share because the Taliban might need more. So if the Taliban needs more, I need more from you. I'm being serious. Somebody, Elon Musk, Vivek, somebody's going to get into these books and they're going to be going through these things and going, what? Where'd this go? Who spent that? Every time I hear one of these Democrat media people or Congress people stand up and say, you can't cut money from the budget because, it's just not there. And yet at the same time, we hear they're spending money on insanity. I don't care if it's 10 million. I don't care if it's 1 million. You're giving somebody who wants Americans dead millions of dollars. Meanwhile, people up in Appalachia right now, it's a couple cold, about to snow up in the mountains, and they can't get $700? There's something really wrong. Something very, very, very wrong. It's Clive, a lot of people getting rich. A lot of people. They give out more than what they take in taxes, hence the debt. You're absolutely right. 10 million slots for North Carolina. They really need it. Yeah, they did. And this is why I cannot manage woke in my life, period. Exactly. When I saw this guy do this and said, I don't even want to hear it, that should be a poster for DEI, for everything else. Everything else we've lived through. And why we need Trump in there badly. Because just in the time we've been here today, and it's amazing because I didn't even have time for like the 10 other stories because there's so much news. I'll have to do that tonight at 7:30. I already got the cuts, so we got plenty to talk about tonight. But it just drives me crazy because Americans, it's Christmas time, it's the holidays, it's Hanukkah time. It doesn't really matter what you celebrate right now. You celebrate something. And in the essence of trying to make sure your family is safe, making sure you've got gifts under the tree, making sure you have a nice holiday dinner, trying to buy the groceries and make sure that there's wood for the fire and everything that you're going to have to do basically in the next 3 weeks. Have fun at New Year's. Watch A Wonderful Life on New Year's Eve, whatever you do. All these things that we have to do, we're told we live in excess. We're told you got to give more to the government. You need to pay more taxes. You don't pay your fair share. We're told just keep giving. And then today you just found out that there are drones flying throughout New Jersey and in London that we can't even track, supposedly. You just found out that the Postmaster General lost $9 billion and went, nah, 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 nah. You just heard from the Secretary of State who says we're giving money to people who want to kill us. At some point, Americans have to be done giving. I don't know how we do it. I can't advocate. I'm not an insurrectionist, but the way people are taxed right now is insane. We have got to find a way to change this. We should have a right for you to decide how much you're taking from us. I've never seen anything like this, where I saw a meme. It says, you're taxed on what you earn, you're taxed on what you buy, and then you're taxed when you die. That's not how it's supposed to be. You want to see a roaring economy? You want to see people going crazy? Stop taxing people. Stop taking everything they own. Property taxes, sales taxes, consumption taxes, gas taxes, death taxes. They wanted to put unrealized capital gains as a tax. It doesn't make any sense. All because you want to spend all over the world and ignore Americans. I think the number one, I'm going to find out. I'm going to talk to somebody in government, and I'm going to say the one law that you could change this entire world with, entire country, the one law you could change is make it illegal for employers to withdraw taxes. Think about that for a second. If your employer had to pay you what you're owed, and don't take, let's leave the Social Security. But other than that, you're not taking any income taxes out. I'll decide in April, on April 15th. I'll go through the form and I'll tell you this is what you're owed. Because I think you should submit a budget to the American people. How about this? If you can't balance a budget, you can't charge taxes. Because we should be able to say, okay, so where's my money going? Okay. Works. Tells me you people are competent. Okay, so I'll write a check for this amount. Because I can see what you need. And at that point, we should all be able to look at a budget and go, hey, okay, the government needs $52 trillion. And you divide and go, Barry, your share, fair share, is you're dividing it and saying, here's what you owe. Here you go. But no, you don't even have that opportunity. People who work for a living, people who work for a company, you get your check every 2 weeks and it's already gone. Do you know what that is? I hate when people use the word that they got a tax refund. Because you don't get a tax refund. What they're giving you is money back with limited interest. You see, you would be better to take that money and put it in some sort of account and get the interest on it, and you have it to work with, than a refund. It's not a refund, it's my freaking money. I don't know how the rule came about. I don't know who put it in and said employers have to take your money out. And then when you go get your job, and when you're working at your job at, the 15th or 30th or every week, whatever, you look at your check, it's already gone. You have no choice. What we've been seeing lately is that needs to change. That needs to change. You don't go into a restaurant and say, hey, I'd like to go ahead and order steak. Let me go ahead and pay for that now. I don't know if it's going to be cooked right. I don't know if it sucks. I don't know if the meat is fresh. Pay for it now in advance. Before we seat you, we want you to pay for this steak. No, you'd leave. I'm not paying for it. I haven't even eaten it yet. I don't know what it tastes like. I don't owe you anything. You haven't presented me with anything. You don't go into Macy's and they say, hey, it's going to cost you $200 to shop in here. I didn't buy anything. But you're telling me every 2 weeks I got to pay something like I owe it. I don't have a choice, is what you're saying. That's got to stop. That's got to stop. I don't even know. I didn't even know how they did it. Yeah, no more taxes. Period. At some point, we can do it. And you're right. There's a guy. Eric says here you can change your W-4. Most people don't know that. See that knowledge that you have, Eric. Most people don't know. They go to work and they're told to sign this form, and you got to do this, and that's it. And then wait until April to get a quote refund. It says 2003, Barry. I'm not sure what you mean there. You fired, you liars and cheaters. Yeah, it's called theft. That's exactly what it is. I can't. Let's see what somebody here. There should be a President Trump holiday to celebrate what he's done and what he'll do for our country. Well, the good news for today is that he is Time Magazine's Person of the Year. And, you know, the first thing he should do is say, from now on, depending on who you pick, they are who they are. Meaning, I'm the man of the year. And if you happen to pick a woman, she's the woman of the year. This person stuff, all this gender crap, that's the next thing we're going to kill. We're done with that. And so tonight, 7:30, as usual, I got a whole bunch of stuff I couldn't fit in today, which will fit in tonight. And we're also going to talk a little bit of sports, too, because I got some stuff with Stephen A. Smith and Caitlin. Caitlin Clark did something that's real crazy. And then we'll follow up more with these drone stuff. So I don't really get to see, because of the software, the super chats on Rumble. And SV said today that we got a great donation on Rumble by T-Berry1. So I'm going to start with you first, T-Berry1. Here's a virtual handshake and fist bump. Boom. Boom. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. All right, Rick Nelson Duke. Thank you, Barry, for your awesome daily entertainment. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you enjoy it. Born on the 4th, we are seeing just the tip of the iceberg. I believe that as well. T. Mallet, Trump was right that our country went to... It did. It did go to hell. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was $48 million a month. Yep, you're right. Arizona guy, how you doing? At times in Phoenix, Arizona, my mail doesn't get delivered until 9 p.m. My postal carrier has to run 3 routes. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. MAGA Troop. I'm sorry, Barry, but your vacation request is denied. We need you here. Otherwise, I'm just going to go to bed and sleep till you get back. That's too funny. I'll be working. I just figured you guys would be spending time with family. You know, over the holidays, spend time with family, watch some movies, eat some food, watch some football. Football's actually going to be good this year. With the college football playoffs, it's going to be fun. But, you know, if something happens, I'll go live. We'll see. From Donna, I don't know who or what to believe anymore. Not when everyone's lying to you. I mean, it's insulting at this point. It really is. Hey, Tommy. Tommy says, clowns give clowns A+ as always. Yeah, that's for sure. Ed Powell, how long is Bragg's term in New York? I have to look that up. Let me find out where, because he and Letitia and Fanny are about to hit the fan with them. Just another knucklehead. I think Trump has to send the names to the Senate so they can advise, not approve. advise and consent. Yeah, okay. We shall see. KJI Nichols, thanks for all you do, Barry. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. God, somebody from Canada here. So I got something to show you tonight about Justin Trudeau, which is pretty funny. L. Green, please read all. Doctor warns of. Yep, I read that drones can transport that stuff. Something ain't right. Something ain't right at all. Man. Kathleen Gray, what has President Trump said? I read what he said. The last thing he said was about Christopher Wray resigning. Tommy Radcliffe, or is it Joe and Hunter ship heading to the crazy land? Kurt Vance, thank you very much. R. Heath, maybe they're doing this so they can pass a very restrictive drone law so private people won't be able to fly drones anymore. Could be. This is Tommy again. This could be very bad or nothing. Let's see. Biden could be doing another crazy thing like $1 billion to Ukraine. Oh, you can count on they're not done sending money over there. Oh, there's still too many days left in a month, for sure. Thank you, GW. Somebody says, Barry, these drones are nothing more than our government changing the news cycle away from something they're hiding. Yeah, it could be. Oh my God, Terry Berry over here as well? Terry, thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. Lions and tigers and bears are my 20-something newcomers and China's balloon and drones. Yeah, they're everywhere. Wow, man, thank you, Terry. That's awesome of you. Very awesome of you. Merry Christmas. That'll help. We just ordered a new shipment of hoodies, so that will definitely help with that. Thank you very, very much. He's talking about this is TL talking about one of the things that escaped, similar to rabies. Bet new vax coming. Wow. Mama Mima, why isn't our government talking to Elon? She's obviously talking about what's flying around up there. They don't want to talk to Elon. I'm sure Trump has. You know, one of the things I'm going to show you tonight is what happened down here at Mar-a-Lago last night. And a couple people gave some speeches that are very interesting. Very interesting. Didn't have time for today. Just another knuckler. Thanks for the info, Barry. This had the same thing with drones happening 2 years ago in the water of Virginia and North Carolina coast. That's it, swarming drones over water. I just don't like it, the fact that we don't know anything and they're not doing anything. Well, maybe, yes, Jesus, take the wheel. Absolutely. Hey, Tommy, the fact that there are many drones indicates balloons with gas or something. Perhaps don't shoot them down. Barry, you got good senses. Yeah, I didn't like it when he said shoot them down. My thing is, don't let them get up. If you know where these things are being launched from, why in the hell are you letting them get up? All of us can figure that out. Robert Vasquez, thank you very much. T. Mallet, this is so stupid. Just taking the game over. Lynn Geldmeyer, coincidence that this is happening with the drones and Ray retiring. And the people telling the locals, well, you need to go talk to the FBI. Kurt Bennett, if you have a drone the size of a car, that means it has a tank spreading something all over, knowing their wind direction to one of the most populated cities in the United States. Scary. Scary. And you'd never see it. If it's spreading something at night, you would never see it. Connie Ashley, the El Chapo cartel has drones. Yeah. The El Capo, okay, I just saw that. Thank you very much. Lynn Geldmeyer again. Come on, Elon, get the mothership. I cannot believe that guy said mothership. All I could think of was, oh, y'all, some of you guys are old enough to remember what the mothership really was, right? Yeah. Tear the roof off Eric Westbury, please show us dog lovers your dog. I did. He went back to sleep now. He's over there. He's over there just passed out. He did his job. The doorbell rang. He had to let us know somebody was here. Despina Angeles, what of the stolen 312? Yeah, I talked about that. They're out there. They are out there. Petras, 50 billion sent to Ukraine. News balloon from China. Chuck Chambers, the drones are just Chris Christie ordering drone food delivered. I wonder how many of you guys live in that area. What's this one from R. Heath again? I don't think MonkeyWorks has reported a mothership. No, because he does aerial stuff. So the mothership would be in the water. It's a boat. I don't think he tracks boats. Got to get that guy on. Asher, you got to see if we can get MonkeyWorks on. He's so good. These are the wild last days of riding Biden. I understand tonight that also, or this afternoon while we're on, Jill Biden just absolutely dissed Kamala. I got to get a copy of that. Hey, Tommy Ratcliffe. Hey, guys, the fast mover is an HS-125 Hawker Siddeley. I've got 20 of my 22K total time in Learjet Boeings, not just a guitar. Oh, so you're a pilot as well? Wow, bro. Wow. Leaders, last year approximately 100 vials of 3 of those agents went missing from that Australian facility. Those drones could dump those by aerosol spray over cities. It ain't good. It ain't good. There's no way we can look away from this. Benedetto Salerno, thank you. Velta, thank you. What will come about this rule DOJ made that the military or whoever it was could kill Americans from a few months ago? I'm glad you mentioned that. They went ahead and made that rule, and then of course you see Elizabeth Warren out there talking about we can't let Trump use the military against Americans. Well, why'd you pass this other thing? You moron? Yeah, we didn't forget what you did. And let me see here. Take the bill. What's this? WAYC Z8 drone from China. I might have to look that up. An AV. Is that what it is? What's it called? Let me see if I can get a picture of that. Hold on. That would be interesting to show real quick here. Where'd I go with that? I'd love to see what that looks like. Oh, it didn't let me copy that. Oh, okay, here we go. Let me see if I can do it this way. I copied an AVIC drone from China. Let me see what that looks like. Does it look like a big Buick? Oh, it's pretty big. Yeah, let's everybody look at this thing. Wow, it's a little bit bigger than a Buick, man. That's kind of huge. You guys want to see this thing? That's pretty doggone big. It's supersonic. Wow, those things are huge. Look at this. It's from China. I'm looking to see if I can see it on the back of a plane or a truck to see relatively how big it is. Or is this one? Okay, there's their new one. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can go here. And then I can show it to you. All right, this is at a Chinese air show. Okay, there we go. There it is. Look at that. Is that what's flying over the country? This is an Chinese WZ-7 high-altitude reconnaissance drone at an air show. Interesting. Kind of scary stuff. Those things can carry a lot of stuff. Let me see. This is from CJYT96 Barry. Beavis and Butthead. Oh, that's too funny. Patty Barisma, Barry, I live in New Jersey and see them all the time. Very disturbing. They duck behind trees. Cell service has been interrupted. So you guys are basically having cell service interrupted, which was really interesting the other day. I'm down here. I have a Sirius in my car, and the service was kind of interrupted. I'm listening to a song, and it sounded like like the FBI guy. And so I called, say, hey, you having a problem? And well, we've got some satellite disruption in the Northeast. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay. T-Mac, thank you very much. Sage Beauty, love name. You're the best, Barry. Thank you very much, Sage. And this is from Kent, and this is from Kat. Great. All right. Well, thank you guys very, very much. If you have a chance, go ahead and take a visit. We are close to 12,000 people in our private yet free X group. And this URL will take you right to the X group, and you could join and hang out and create content and show us content. We really want you there. And then if you want to enter to win a hoodie, just go to fanfareshop.org and you can enter to win the hoodie. Tonight, 7:30, we're going to have me and the news. I'll have a bunch of other stuff for you in about an hour and a half. Go eat dinner, have some fun, kiss the baby, walk the dog, all those things I got to do, except for the baby. I got no baby to kiss. Well, I do. She's a big baby. But in any event, I'll see you guys in an hour and a half. And if you have any seizures or anything like that, don't watch this outro. Talk to you in a little bit.